Right here. Should I make an NFT?
Oh.
Yes. Nah.
Why, yes, I can, actually. How do I go about doing that? Why, yes, I can. How do I go about doing that?
Do I pack in the air as this gas or what?
Which?
Sipping on what?
If anyone would like to tap into a good stream, Swag just got on Dying Light 2, so.
Well, I don't know what that game is, so I'm not gonna watch. Yeah, I only play Yume Nikki. The game is.
I don't know what either of you said. Is that the fucking Weezer Quincy fan cam?
Who, Pink Cat?
What?
Dude, Ruri 404 is so bad. Did he? To do what?
I don't know. Dropped him a follow, then he followed him back. I know Buzzry's Twitter off the top of my head. Off the top of my head. Fucking goodness! Me?
What's up, Patrick?
Yeah, you're right. You got the right twins. He has his moments.
Who, Patrick?
How dare you? Not bad. I'd expect no less from the leader of the Bond family. But
Miss Tron, we've lost contact with the Gustav.
I wonder if Teasel's all right. He said he'd run into some trouble. It's no use standing around here worrying. I'm gonna go to their last known position and make sure...
No, I'm
everything's
moderating my
okay.
Reddit right now.
Block D, can you hear me? We're heading out in a truck to look for the Gustav. The rest of you, wait
You're not even
okay?
streaming on
He's
Twitch or
not
YouTube.
even streaming. Yeah, you have his Twitch on standby enough to know that he's not streaming.
I'm on your Twitch right now and I don't see anything, bro. I'm on your Twitch and I don't see none.
Hey. Please tap into the YouTube stream, Patrick. Come let your ill mind get fucking mesmerized by
Touching on
this
myself,
Tron mode
bruh.
gameplay.
What happened to Teasel and Bonbon?
Jerry got smoked in a pack.
Like pick your way western, man, and one side's a Quincy Cards fan cam and the other side's E-Raves
It's over
fucking
now. Can you
monument.
tell me what happened to Teasel and Bonbon?
It's like the guy crawling one mile for emo rave when Quincy is like 2 feet away.
Taken away? But by who? Why?
Loadsmen. They said if we can't pay back
Yeah,
our
dude, we
debt,
literally said it was gonna happen too. Like,
get off.
no one believed. Well, that's not a story that I tell to a lot of people, but it's a little unbelievable. I think we said that game. Like, what if it just egos one pity bomb and it literally did. Like that, you can't make this shit up.
Castle Shaft. We have to make a plan to rescue them.
Quincy's not neutralizing a Moab, sadly. No one's expecting that out of him.
What could be taking them? It shouldn't take this long to find something like that. Huh?
Alright, I'm sucking on it from the side before flipping it over and cream pieing it. You know, Patrick leaving maybe have to be the icing on this whole day. This shitty ass day. Whole day. This shitty ass.
Mission start.
You're smoked him within 1 second, bro. I don't know who sees a mechanized warlord destroying everything in its vicinity and decides to run out to try and evade it and play like as if just hibernating would it be a better alternative to something so unhinged. I might be right. We need some transgenders in this call. This is the only one that I'm comfortable with. She's gonna join too, cause she's a good girl. You let it evade you, bro. You let it evade you. Mittens. No, Please. Don't. Hey, shut up. Looks like Phoenix, right? Kinda, the top left.
The truck should be here
That'd be a
soon.
fun game to watch, actually. Is that a PlayStation 1 exclusive? Ah, Phoenix, right?
Why did I have to sleep in?
Really?
Today of all days.
Wow, I am just out of the loop. You know, you can stream guessing Chris Watts's family members instead of on Akinator instead of
Receive do it.
Phoenix, right? If you have to.
On Twitch or no? Are you going to IG Live?
Walking around raping a peaceful town with Indian prototype is good content. Is good content.
Had enough?
I find it hard to believe that getting shot at a multitude of times by a mechanized destroyer robot only results in a mild cough, like. And
Wait, I'm not through with you yet. Yeah, whatever. Better luck next
he's
time.
bad as hell.
See you around.
I guess both.
Of all the nerve. Just you wait till next time.
Pick one, P-Guns.
Posted with my brother, yeah. He's got a mock.
Yeah, I'll be right back.
This is awkward now that Element's gone. I don't even know what to say to you. Who's all in chat? Is E there? Emo Rave? Alright, bro. I'll join the stream, bro. Because I know the chat's waiting on me. Pappy Van Poodle. Who? Should I add Frick to this? Yeah. Mateo. Shipping on lock? Yeah, post with my yeah. Who's got a mock?
Yo, Yo, what is up, party people? Whatever. That wasn't even funny. It just hurt my feelings. It's funny. It just hurt my feelings. Hey, you're one more ridiculous statement away from winning the Jade Oreos awards, bro. Mhm. You know, no one can hear you on stream. I hope it gets better soon, bro. Damn. A doxed because mountains isn't funny anymore. Yeah. That's just an oxymoron. Shut up. I don't know.
We're going to load those containers using the goose
Trying
tank
not
that
to.
were modified for this kind of work. Wondering what's in those containers? I'll tell you. Top quality beefsteaks. Let's see. There's 4 containers. Miss Tron! Look, crab! It's a container full of crab meat. What? In this season? All right, we'll add that to the list as well. Roger! Even the Gustav tank can't handle big containers like these. The Gustav tank can lift containers a maximum of 8 times. I'll have to keep that in mind when I'm moving the other containers out of the way. I won't be able to carry them that far either. No more than 10 steps. But I can carry these light wooden containers
Word up.
anywhere. These metal ones look too heavy to move it.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know. E-tron exclusive? You've already given it your seal of approval. Yeah.
That's the last container. All right.
Meh. Shut up, bitch. I'm doing something. Ugh.
Yeah.
That's the last All right.
Just want you to know that I wasn't even going to join, and now I'm the only one left. So that's a testament to me. Yeah, I'm just not going to comment until I'm not going to I'm not gonna comment on ERA because it ended up causing a controversy in the chat last time.
That's the last of the containers. You got them all. Congratulations. That's okay. Yes.
You just give it up. You just give it up. Too busy watching shitty cartoon reviews. Well, I would just start streaming. Do you want to watch them with me? Alright, well, just want you to know that the option's on the table at this point. Alright. Hey. You know, no matter how bad it is for you, at least you have to get to know that you didn't message Alexis Perky today on a whim. Just to find out that you've been blocked already. Well, I'm gonna take it's not your hypothetical. Have you actually? Alright, well, I'm gonna watch it again. Have you actually seen Netflix's Hoops is painfully unfunny?
That show has a reputation, and I feel like I would lose a few people if I brought it up in this context. In season
I don't
six,
get how Rick
episode
and Morty isn't hilarious.
season six,
She
episode
chose awesome.
Haynes. I know, I'm shocked my example doesn't come from one of the first 4 seasons as well. It's okay. Main character Sterling
Fuck
Archer
this show. Archer's
a
garbage.
colleague of his who, among other things, he's donated sperm
Yeah, it's shit.
so that she can introduce him to her parents and they can meet the father of their grandchild. Hijinks
Thank you, I guess.
including a scene where Archie goes to use their hot tub. Lana's parents go to join him, but they get in naked, which he's uncomfortable with because for him it crosses a social boundary. He can't avoid letting on that he finds it uncomfortable, so the topic of nudity comes up, and they encourage him to try it, and he takes off his trunks. Because Lana isn't there, the Canes pick this moment to invite Archer to a family event, his partaking being something that Lana may not approve of.
We have something very special we'd like to share with you.
Wait, what? But just between us three.
There's no reason to tell Lana.
Because they've just persuaded him to get naked and now they're talking to him like this, Archer assumes they're swingers and are coming on to him, so agrees to a three-way.
Oh god. Okay, but just so you know, I've never worn a condom. Ever. The implicit agreement between you and I is that at no time will our penises touch. Did I misread the...
No.
Before they can really discuss it properly and process what happened, the plot then gets derailed by the plot then gets derailed by armed men who come to try and rob the house. While what just happened between Archer and Lana's parents is mentioned in other parts of the episode, it never really gets resolved. So at the end of the episode, when everything else has been sorted out and Lana and Archer are ready to go home, we get this scene between them, which starts with Lana biting the bullet and deciding to apologize for some things that she felt she did wrong throughout the episode's events.
I accept your apology.
Who is it? Oh, there's no fucking way. Open it.
Sorry, I tried to spit roast your mom.
And that's it.
Nigga, can you shut
up? Affects lowbrow comedy, but because it's competently done.
He said the same thing to me.
Threesome, and he said something about penises touching.
I don't know. I just tried to gaslight her to no avail. I said no one will ever be as nice to you as I was. This is what you say to me. You worthless piece of shit.
For them, open nudity is something perfectly natural, whereas for him, it's
Yeah.
something that happens really in a sexual context. And with him being so used to casual sex, it's not a huge leap for him to assume that that's what's going on here when they say they want to share something with him in this context. Then we immediately cut to the story.
Why is he stuck on this shitty Archer bit? These bit not only do the cartoons suck, but the people reading them are just way worse.
And up until that point, she was completely out of frame with only Archer in view, increasing the impact of the no. It's not funny because she's mad at him. Of course she's mad
Okay,
at
do
him.
you like Family Guy? Unironically, like if we watched the ranking list, would you know most of it? The episodes?
This entire long silence, the audience knows exactly what.
Okay, I appreciate your honesty.
Finally,
Sorry, I tried to spit roast your mom.
Archer gives in and says the thing he was clearly thinking.
Wouldn't have mattered.
In such a crude way that it clearly doesn't help. None of these moments are funny just because they're rude.
What?
This scene
There's
starts
no
with
fucking way he's still talking about this.
saying, "Do you guys want to have a threesome?" The Canes being a pole and Lana finding out and yelling at him about it. Telling a dirty joke doesn't just mean saying something dirty. For a dirty joke, you need the dirty and the joke. With all
No.
that in mind, can you guess what I'm gonna say? The problem with
Because I don't want to
this is-
boot your stream up again.
Let's take a couple of the clips I showed you out of context and show you what the context of those
Nah.
clips is.
Sure.
Came from your nut inside your balls. I shot out your dick.
This scene takes place in a situation
Yeah.
where Ben needs some money fast.
Yeah,
He goes to his
let's
dad
get out.
and asks him for help. Here's how the scene starts.
I only have $85 to my name, Dad, and I need another $415, and I need it now.
This is the first time we've seen Ben's dad on screen, so there's no established relationship between these two characters to draw from for comedy. There's stuff that's happened earlier in the episode that the writers could draw on for comedic effect here, like for example, Ben needs the money to pay for a prostitute because he's promised to get someone laid and can't afford a prostitute. I'm sure that there are well-crafted jokes to be made about that situation, but of everything that's been previously set up, all the show uses for this scene is the fact that this is Ben's dad and the fact that Ben wants money. Let's see how they try to turn that into comedy.
And I need it now, or I'm done. I came from your nut inside your balls. I shot out your dick.
As soon as Ben is done asking for money, he starts talking about cock, because cock is funny, right?
Cock is funny.
There's a little more to it than that. There's also the fact that he's doing it in an inappropriate
Cock is
context,
funny.
which is talking directly to his dad. Most people would consider talking about rude things to your parents to be inappropriate. That doesn't make the joke witty, it's one level above literally just saying cock and expecting the audience to laugh. This isn't the kind of bit that it takes any kind of talent or wit to write. Anyone could do this. I could just say something rude to one of my parents right now. In fact, hey mum,
Yeah,
semen.
semen.
Yes.
Yeah, what of it? Oh my god, you had your first session yesterday.
She just changed the subject. Apparently this is normal enough for me that
Fucking British people definitely deserve the death penalty, and Mac Badass is no exception.
hoops, where literally the
Yeah.
entire joke is that Ben said some rude
Just the
things.
only British person I could think of, I guess.
And I want to point out that, like, that's not a joke.
She has the characteristics of a British lad.
You could use a clip. I think that's okay.
I would point out, though, not to toot my own horn, that even my joke there was much better crafted than the one in Hoops. By doing it, I was actively satirizing something else. Hoops was just saying cock. Plus, there was the novelty of the fact that I actually went and did that. Strip away literally everything that makes that bit funny, I hope, and you've got the bit from Hoops. If you found my bit funny, that's
Yeah, I don't really get it.
isn't. And if you didn't find my bit funny, hey, the bit from Hoops is even worse. So now,
No, the bit from Hoops was way funnier.
Pile of donkey shit.
oh my god, he was very rude when children were there.
That's hilarious. The show is fucking awesome.
Inappropriate. Sometimes they won't even go the extra millimeter to have the rude thing be said in an inappropriate context. It is often just, hey, rude thing. Now laugh. Here's a scene where some characters are discussing the fact that they think Ben is a compulsive liar.
Like, remember the time he said he had sex with Tina Fitzsimmons at Dave and Jill's wedding?
I'm sure it's a lie. I assumed he made that up because we were on a break and he heard a rumor that I got finger blasted by that pizza delivery guy.
Okay. Was that really the whole joke? What's the next line?
Well, I heard Tina's living in Louisville.
Yeah, okay, that was
Yeah,
comedy.
I don't. I'm struggling to see the error in any of these jokes. Maybe the greatest show of all
It's
time.
not just a joke the show makes, it's the main joke the show makes. Again and again and again. I think the show's pure dependency on material like this can be best exemplified by episode 6, in which we meet a character called Dawa. He's a life coach hippie guru type that Ben goes to for anger management courses that he's required to take. When Ben first meets him, he's stretching, and we get this joke.
Whoa, look at you. Are you sucking your own dick?
Yeah, the joke is that sucking your own dick. That would be rude. It's not a joke. It could be used as setup for a joke, like a good joke.
Wait, let me see what the guy says.
Let's see what he says next. No. The comedy here is that they just regurgitated a rude thing. And why am I bringing up this specific joke?
This one had to.
This is a joke the writers
This
were
one had to.
proud of. They decided to repeat it 3
God,
times.
would come out of E-Rave's dungeon.
You could suck your own dick? With that said, I'm very impressive you could suck your own
It
dick.
is a joke worth repeating.
So funny. We should use that joke lots of times. They also make a callback to it in episode 10 because that was just such a genius piece of amazing comedy.
Yeah, what else is it? What else does this show have going for it?
We're writing a scene where we call back to some of the show's best moments. Better include that time we repeated the phrase "suck your own dick" over and over again.
Is Urzy bawling on the court?
That's the main type of comedy in the show. I mentioned at the beginning of the video that there are 4 main categories of jokes that the show likes to make, and jokes of that kind make up the majority.
We gotta watch this show. This show is fucking awesome.
So let's move on to catchphrases.
Repetition of phrasing gags.
I'm not sure there's a comedy trope more infamous than the catchphrase. It's not an inherently bad trope, though. Archer, for example, uses it to great effect.
Why is he using Archer and the Big Bang Theory of any? That just proves everything.
Demonstrates an understanding that the simple repetition of a phrase or concept doesn't on its own constitute comedy, but instead it uses its catchphrases to contribute.
I don't care how to watch Hoops.
These are also contribute behind it. So take, for example, behind Hoops will make a joke and then just repeat that same joke 1,000 times. Take, for example, Ben's repeated references to just how much he likes the 1991 film Little Man Tate. But here's the thing, the joke is he's never actually seen it all the way to the end. You could make jokes out of that premise, but do the writers actually do that? No. All that Hoops cares to do with that material is tell you
That was a little funny.
the end of the film, and then have him, despite that fact, still go on about how much he likes it. It's a joke that really didn't have any wit to it the first time. Let's see how it fares repeated 1,000 times over with no variation or subversion.
You ever seen the movie Little Man Tate? It's fucking so good. You'll go nuts. And that right there is a quote from Little Man Tate, I think. It didn't download properly.
That was a little fuck. That was a lot funny. And he could suck his own dick. I don't know. Show seems awesome. We watch another one because there was one I remember watching and it was Canadian only, making it more obscure.
There are a lot of them. Instead, let's just take a closer
All
look
right.
at one of the references. In episode 6, when Ben goes to the Dawa for anger management, they share this scene in which Ben tries to meditate and the Dawa.
You know, he's saying how it's not funny or memorable, but he's brought up the own dick sucking thing like 8 times. So
It's about a boy, but he's kind of a man. He's super little. His name name's Tate.
The joke here does appear to be, he sure does like that film he hasn't seen the end of, and that's funny because you've already heard that joke. Repeating the same subpar joke over and over again.
It's a pretty good joke. Is that a real movie?
Funny simply by virtue of repetition, but by virtue of
I guess it is.
the gag is repeated or the way in which the gag is repeated. You don't actually have to find
I mean, if the guy,
theory gag's funny to acknowledge at least an attempt was actually made by that show. He decides to just repeat the
guy
gag
from Hoops likes it, it must be good.
I find it very impressive you can suck your own dick.
It's funny because we're repeating it and it's rude.
Imagine when
Hoops
he
has a
tries to
funny
say
gag,
Meek
so
Mill is the greatest of all time and then names a kid Cooties.
fails to do the bad comedy thing that everyone hates anyway. This is a trope so infamous that its inclusion in modern comedies is often just to subvert it.
What is this, BoJack Horseman? This show is actually awful.
And Rick and Morty.
Rick and Morty's probably funny.
I am in great pain. Please help me.
By the way, can we talk about how in terms of art style this show just clearly wants to be Rick and
Where
Morty?
Gay Patrick go? Where did Gay Patrick Bitch go?
Oh, there he is, there he is, there he is, there he is. Look, look. Tell us, Mark. There he was.
Is just how derivative each of their art styles are from one another. Personally, I think it's because a lot of these adult animated shows aren't made by artists. They're often made by comedians. And these
You know what show I actually hate? Bob's Burgers. That show's not funny. That show is not funny, yeah. Oh my god, that one's awful, the one they just showed.
And today's example, Hoops, created by Ben Hoffman.
It's Hoops, bro. Hoops is good. I kind of like Hoops.
Hoops is good.
But it creates a cartoon that really
Watch.
Ben originally wanted Hoops to be a live-action show until the executive producers Phil Lord and Chris Miller warned him that his script would not get picked up unless it was animated, considering how vulgar and gross it was, I guess. So right off the bat, the visuals of this show weren't inspired. Well, by inspired, I mean they weren't driven by a creative impulse. Because yeah, I can name a show or two that Hoops was inspired by. Quite notably that being Rick and Morty. In the reveal trailer for Hoops, I saw a lot of people questioning why every adult show looks the same nowadays. And I honestly think it's just because cartoons are still generally seen as being for kids. And executives would rather fall back on something that's already proven to be successful. And what's successful right now is Rick and Morty. Goes in waves. We've had the Simpsons clones, the Family Guy clones, the South Park clones. It's just Rick and Morty's turn, and it's gonna end sometime. But I mean, Hoops can't be too shameless about
Was South Park a show before Family Guy? I feel like it was.
Well, Rick and Morty gives the characters squiggly pupils. How about squiggly eyebrows? And then all the Netflix employees collectively high-five for their brilliant problem-solving skills.
Is there 8 more minutes of this?
I wouldn't say it's animated poorly, but these designs really bog everything down. Like, our main character just looks like a generic basketball coach you'd see used in the background of a completely different show. And I don't get why they're all obsessed with giving everyone these slouched legs. It looks ugly. I hope someday the higher-ups of these studios will come to realize that the way to get their next big hit isn't by repeating a proven formula or art style, and instead by doing something completely new and created by a creator, surprisingly. Yeah, I know. What a concept. And not some dumb country music star looking.
Thanks, Mark. He has a video on Hoops too, by the way, that I may have a segment in. If you
There
want.
he is.
Yeah, don't go for him. Go for me. It's me. It's me. The next kind of comedy that the show loves to repeat is... It's funny because he's fat. Classic.
Sounds like us and Rolex.
Variations thereupon for characters who aren't fat but are something else. Doesn't have as much of a presence in this show as it has in some other Netflix originals. But it does still rear its ugly head in Hoops. For example, this character is called DJ. He's fat. That's the joke.
Look at me. I've got titties for Christ's sake.
Uh-huh.
So that's what a man's body's supposed to look like. Weird. Their titties are so small and flat. There's a meatball tray out
That's
there.
good. This is good.
Be that fat when half the food ends up on your clothes.
Butter covered in sugar isn't a meal. Oh yeah? Then why do I eat it like 3 times a day? Ketchup on a donut is not a sandwich.
If there's a joke in the show and DJ is involved, it's probably about the fact he's fat. And honestly, it's grating to listen to. This kind of comedy is so overused, and hearing it is just tiring. What I'll charitably call observational comedy isn't funny when the thing being...
I only like this video because I was supporting Hoops, but I gotta change my mind.
How can you be that fat when half the food ends up on your clothes?
Haha. He pointed out the thing...
That was a good one.
Hi, lady dudes. What are you guys
It's E-Rave and CeeLo Wink on the corner of Sev. They should have opened the transgender bus doors and came out the gates with that joke. Maybe this guy would have started to love hoops after.
It's funny because he's stupid. It's funny because he's obnoxious. It's funny because he's an ass. Jokes.
And oh, hey, Dad! Biggest fuck you of all! Fuck you, Dad! Hey, what changed? We were good just a few days ago!
After my dad left, my mom had to work some crazy
Boring! Think of pretty much anything that Ben could be shitty at. He is,
Oh,
and that's the joke.
Just a few days ago!
After my dad left, my mom had to work some crazy
that was unironically hilarious. I'm not even trying to be funny. It was fucking boring.
Painfully long, drawn-out scene of Ben failing to, well, I'll show you. In fact, even though I'm criticizing this scene, which makes this fair use, I'm gonna have to add jump cuts because YouTube's copyright.
Let's have a poll.
Freak out if you use long uncut clips, even if they are fair use. Here's the clip. All the jump cuts were added by me.
Let me show you how it's done. Fuck, alright, here we go. It's bad luck to end practice on a miss. I'm just gonna make one really fast and then we're done.
Is he making money off of this? Like being a coach or?
Okay, now imagine that scene, but instead of cutting, you have to watch him walk, pick up the ball, and then shoot it again. The joke here is that he's a basketball coach, so should be good at basketball. What if we wrote it that he wasn't?
Yeah, I'm sick of disagreeing with everything.
Just FYI, if I hadn't added those jump cuts, the scene would still be going currently, and would still have a little way to go before the end.
Your LS Mark is already making a review on it. Does he have a K Supreme beanie?
Me and Stan ran it up off of EDD. Bitch, I never get a ring like CP3. Ain't no coffee in my cup, bitch, I'm drinking lean. Caught him broad day, easy breezy, I ain't need a bean. 12 had to let me go, I told him I ain't see a thing. Easy fiend, closet stacked with Adidas sneak. Track hawks, Hellcat, shit look like Need for Speed. Best believe I'ma be the GO when I leave the league.
Oh, is this the song that Maddox was sneak dissing? Maddox, yeah. We all know who did 30 beats on a song first. I don't know. I know someone definitely did it before him. Wasn't it? I hate saying this, but I think it was Soulja Boy, unironically. Soulja Boy's the GOAT. I don't know, I just felt like I saw him with a receipt for it. Why is Sonic.exe popular again? When has that been popular? That was like a creepypasta from 8 years ago. I watched this whole fucking video, all 5 hours of it in one sitting today. I also watched this one, but I was sleeping through it. I don't have much of an opinion on most of the Disney and Pixar movies. That one was bad. You liked something. This is LS Mark at Super Job Bob. That's why you can't take LS Mark serious. He's been making Five Nights at Freddy's videos for years. Why was Uncle Grandpa so hated? Because it sucked. And then we went full circle, literally, with the results. Here, I actually don't want to watch this. Let's look through my $7, okay? Oh, Chicago Party ad. I kind of want to watch this.
Finally,
You've seen
I'm
it.
done talking about crappy adult comedies. That'll give me some time to work on other stuff, like that big Family Guy video. Well, at least until Chicago Party on comes out. Wait, what do you mean it's already out? How's that
You've
possible?
unironically seen it?
No, it's not fair.
Nah.
I've got to work on the Family Guy video. There was time now. That's not fair. They're here. And Matt, Chicago Party came out, so where's the video? You'll get your stinking video.
Well, I like this guy more than the last guy, which is insane. It's like preferring Patrick over Swagtastic, but
because of its advertising. See, it was being bragged about by news sites how this is a series based off a Twitter account created by created by Mike Wazowski. John Barron. God damn it.
yeah, that's a fucking the unfunniest shit ever.
At first, when I read this headline, I thought it was pretty neat. Like, hey, that's gotta be encouraging for people. Just put your stuff online and maybe.
You volunteered too much information, Spades.
You'll be the next Seth MacFarlane. But upon further digging, people found out the creator already had a job working at Netflix, so he's already got his foot in the door. And upon further digging, people also found out that the Twitter account was made when the concept was already decided to be turned into a series, meaning they pulled this whole stunt just for the sake of a nifty headline. There's not much definitive proof towards that last one being 100% true, but honestly, I believe it completely. I can imagine they were working on the show when Netflix thought of this cute little angle to pull, to give people the impression that anyone can make it.
Well, I don't blame her after what I've told you.
If the show is good, then the show is good, fake marketing stunt or not. The show is not good. And it really sucks. Because
You just add her here.
Prince, I can actually see hints of quality.
You'd add her here.
Like it's just mostly a train wreck. So
Patrick isn't here to be cringe. Eli's not talking. It's a good opening.
That is very rare. Wait a minute. I live in a place where I cannot.
I'm adding her.
Oh shucks. Guess
Okay, fine. I will respect your wishes.
But Mark, why don't you just install Atlas VPN so you can watch it there? What? Oh yeah, especially if they're huge 3's Atlas, which I can try and get past the watch hundreds of it. Simply open the app before month with a description below. And thanks Atlas
VPNs are already free.
So just what was so important about this show that they had to create all this hype about? Chicago Party on stars Diane. She's recently just gotten separated from her boyfriend and is living alone in an apartment owned by her sister that she's about to be kicked out of. The first episode is nothing but her narrating every single thing going on. She never shuts the fuck up. This is until her sister's son decides that he's going to take a gap year from college in order to find himself, and so it's settled that he's going to stay with his wacky Chicago party aunt. Honestly,
What the fuck was that specimen that burst through the door? Wow.
Honestly, the best thing about this, and so it's settled that he's going to stay with his wacky Chicago party aunt. Honestly, the best self, and so it's settled that he's going to stay with his wacky Chicago.
That's awful. This show's already got me the worst.
Their relationship together. It's not a joke. The talk they have outside is the only good part of the entire episode. For the most part, their dynamic is pretty natural, and you can tell she cares about him. It did a good job at showing that she wasn't this heartless woman who only wants to party. She genuinely cares about her family, but just doesn't show it a lot. I like that idea. I just wish it were at all explored in the next 7 episodes. I gotta say, Diane was not as irritating as I thought she would be, however. The first episode really did not do a good job at introducing her, because she is nowhere near as annoying throughout the rest of the series. Honestly, this cast of characters overall aren't terrible in the slightest. They're not good, but there was none of them I find unbearable, such as in The Prince, where I find everyone fucking annoying. I liked the nephew character a lot. I don't remember his name and don't care enough to look it up. And Diane's son was also pretty likable. Under some talented writers, this show could have been pretty good. The main thing that the series feels to do is be entertaining for anyone outside of Chicago. I don't live anywhere near there, so 99% of the references are lost on me. And since she already lives there, she doesn't need to introduce it to anybody. They just lazily have her narrate the beginning to establish where they are, and there's really no other word for it. Lazy. How about she just has her nephew not live there already, so when he moves in...
You know, the last thing I think of when I hear of Chicago is a middle-aged woman with a pet Mandrew. I think of like gang banging O-block years and pizza.
Which is just awkward. Like, no shit, she's drunk. I have eyes. None of these stories, apart from one, ever really do much to captivate me in their world. I watched this entire show yesterday, and I literally cannot tell you an episode's plot. They've all just blended together in my mind, because none of them stand apart from one another. Again, apart from one. There is one single good episode in the series, and it's episode 5, the Halloween special. In this one, Chicago party aunt wants to just get fucked up and have a good time partying, and so doesn't want her snooty boss to come with her, while her nephew wants to let loose and kiss a guy. Also, might I add that this show actually has some of the best gay representation I've seen in an animated series. There's never really much attention pushed on it like, oh my god, you're gay? I really thought they were gonna do that with his mum, but no, everybody already knows it and treats it like normal. It's nice. But anyways, Chicago party aunt picks up her boss's phone after his mother called and lets her know that he was at a gay bar, with this creating conflict because he hadn't come out to her yet. And she genuinely feels bad about this and tries to make it up to him. This is the one episode of the show that convinced me that it wasn't beyond saving. It could have been good, because the ending to it is really sweet, with him forgiving her because he knows that she didn't have bad intentions. I think this resolution comes a little too quickly, like these moments are only a minute apart from each other, but still, it feels like this series could have tackled more realistic issues like this, with its more grounded setting, but it just chooses not to and focuses on being your standard adult comedy. I never once laughed at a joke in this show, but I also never cringed at any of the humor, and surprisingly, I think that may be worse. Because it means that for the entire 3 hours of sitting through this, I remained completely stone-faced and was begging for the pain to end. The one thing that kept me entertained watching was being able to pause the show every minute and look at how they fucked up on the animation. Having to work on this show during lockdown must have contributed a ton to how messy it feels. It's one of the worst I've seen on Netflix, that is no exaggeration. For one, her sister, who's a main character by the way, she's in like every episode, is clearly recording from home because of COVID, and it's way too obvious to tell. Something definitely should have been done to fix up her audio.
You're thinking about renting out the second room, Bonnie? You gotta tell me. I keep my wet clothes in there.
She's not moving in. She stages apartments.
Just gonna say the show looks awesome.
Interesting than a lot of other adult comedies airing. Like the angles and shots are pretty varied for the most
Would you rather watch this or Hoops?
every other show. But the budget and time restraints must have been super limiting, because there's so many fuck-ups in the animation.
Like asking if you want your balls mutilated or your eyes gouged out, Hoops or Chicago party ad. Well, she is a little baddie.
There are even points where characters are speaking but their mouths don't move.
Oh, you didn't sign it, Tits McGee.
And the amount of times where it's obvious that a rig is breaking is just super apparent. Like here, there's either one of two possibilities. There was no model for her in this outfit, so the animator had to quickly throw together a makeshift one on the fly, causing it to look bad. Or two, they did make a model, and it just looks bad. What's wrong with your legs? And the background perspective is really terrible at times. For one, I can't tell if these crooked lines are intentional half the time. And even still, there are many points where the perspective is completely off, and it's definitely not intentional. Like, look at this hallway, it's going up at a slant. Look at this Funko Pop. There's nothing wrong with it, I just thought it was funny that someone drew it in. Again, I can't blame them too much, because working from home must have been pretty tough to get adjusted to. But I can't help but point out how truly messy and rough this show looks. And that's not even to mention the fact that it's 2021, and we're still getting shows made with that crappy bootleg Family Guy art style. I don't know. I didn't want to go into this completely shitting on Chicago Party Aunt, because again, behind all the shit I can definitely see hints of a decent show. It's better than The Prince at least. And I'd actually recommend you go and watch the Halloween episode I talked about before. It's not amazing, but for this show standards, yeah, it's alright. Just seems like
Wish Alexis Perky was here.
Another adult comedy airing now, and form its own identity. And no, taking place in
Did you see what he did, bro?
and form its own identity. And no, it needed to break away from being like every other adult comedy airing now, and form its own identity. And no,
Actually, not even the worst cartoon character. It's just the worst human that's ever been devised under any circumstance ever.
But for now, I think
Alright, that video sucked. One more.
topic. Who are those guys?
So a while back, I made a video about Family Guy clones, where I discussed a bunch of adult.
This is the show I was fucking talking about. Forget about it.
MacFarlane's creation, whether it be in the designs, art style, writing, resemblance to Seth MacFarlane's creation.
Yeah, American Dad. The recent seasons are better than recent. This show sucks. Boring. But recent American Dad episodes are better than the recent Family Guy episodes, and probably The Simpsons. I don't watch The Simpsons. I just assume.
And I really wasn't expecting the kind of backlash I got.
American Dad's pretty funny. I like American Dad. I wouldn't say it's better than Family Guy at its peak. I'd say South Park is better than both of them. South Park's probably the best cartoon, like the adult animated.
I might check that Border Patrol one out. I don't know how I feel about that soundbite being out there now.
That's true. American Dad's pretty solid though.
Going a bit off topic, but it's whatever if people like them. They must have seen something in it that I just didn't. But that doesn't mean I can't keep talking about them. And talk about them I shall. And why not kill
And I think Forget About It's only in Canada, which is why I wanted to watch it. Because I remember watching it on the. Give me 1 second. Look, Little Mad Tate. Never fucking heard about it. Dude, look at his Canadian. Bitch on the right, bitch on the left could get it. I'm talking about the child with the red hair. I'm so sorry. Let's just watch the video.
yourself coming up with that one, didn't you? Around a year ago, I made a video on what I consider to be the worst cartoon crossover ever, being the Family Guy and Simpsons one. Well, I have to go back and change that title to the second worst cartoon crossover. Let's find out. For anyone who doesn't know, Brickleberry was an adult animated comedy created by Roger.
Look like Mr. Pickles.
It followed a group of park rangers working in the Brickleberry National Park. It was filled with dumb, immature jokes, poor attempts at political satire, and tried, and failed, to offend in any way possible. With these poorly animated comedies being a dime a dozen these days, Brickleberry failed to really take off at all.
Yeah.
3 seasons sounds impressive.
You can just tell the second you look at a character from one of these shows who it's supposed to be. Like that anthropomorphic teddy bear is obviously supposed to be Brian.
Yes. See, the finale to Brickleberry had like alien.
I don't know who this is. That's Peter. That's Brian.
It was like some big political joke about global warming. It was very funny, I assure you. But I think the comic continued on from there and some stuff happens, I'm sure. I'll be damned if I could be bothered to actually pay for it to read. So what were the creators to do now, that the project they had been developing from 2003 had been cancelled?
Alrighty, we're ready for our next pitch.
So long story short, Paradise PD premiered on Netflix in 2018. It featured the same basic setup, just with cops instead of park rangers. Featured the same
Paradise PD.
featured a lot of the same voices.
But I want to like the dog, but I just can't. Because he looks cool.
One of the rules for Brickleberry was making sure there was as little pop culture
Why, yes, he does. And I actually know his name, so.
Family Guy, and didn't want audiences comparing the two. So for anyone still telling me the shows are nothing alike, I mean, I got the
I don't think he looks that cool, actually.
But yeah, for Paradise PD, they should have implemented a similar rule where they tried their best to not just come off as Brickleberry with a blue coat of paint. Get it? Blue. Like a cop. So for some reason, I guess the two creators felt like crossing over Paradise PD with their other show that had been cancelled for almost half a decade at this point. Sure, go for it, do whatever you want. And now we have Paradise.
I wasn't gonna answer it.
Unlike their previous show, Paradise PD attempts to follow along a storyline for its season.
Yeah.
This one starts up with the gang trying to find somewhere to hide, after finding out one of the members of their police force had betrayed them.
I don't know. I don't like how Canadians are represented in South Park.
But yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So the chief decides to take them to stay with his cousin, who just so happens to be Woody of Brickleberry. But wait, Mark. No, come on, I'm not doing this again. Didn't you say Brickleberry ended?
Is that supposed to be the fork from Toy Story 4? The spork?
Suddenly alive again. Yeah, they acknowledge that right here.
Yeah, didn't we all die or something?
How am I supposed to care about this video when I don't even know what is being crossovered? I can't watch this. I haven't watched the Paradise PD video. Watch Nameless Simpson rip. Have you seen the Phineas? I didn't even know Phineas and Ferb had a movie. Which one? Which video should we watch? The Simpsons one or the Phineas one?
After I made my video on Family Guy clones, I got a lot of comments like, Mark, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Family
These
Guy
people are
is
unfunny.
of The Simpsons. And, well, yeah, of course it is. But I also got quite a few people mad over my choice
Yeah, but
of what I considered a clone.
nobody looks at Family Guy and has the same disdain as they do, like, you know,
Couldn't agree. So you know what? Let's look at a proper ripoff. One so irrefutable.
the Cleveland Show.
Himself had to come forward and talk about the
He reminds me of what Cleveland was in the older seasons of Family Guy. Just a tame black guy.
There are some shows out there that are
Dude,
completely
Gumball's so goated.
off something else. It's inevitable that if a product gets popular, there's gonna be others
Is Gumball the ripoff or?
something else. There are some shows out there that are completely shameless about the fact they're ripping off something else.
I don't know. I don't care.
If a product gets popular, there's gonna be others around to try capitalizing its success, and it's created some interesting results. Take South Park, for example. It's got such a unique and distinguishable style, nobody could possibly get away with copying it, right? Yes, that's correct. They couldn't. Enter Block 13, an Arabic cartoon that seems to have
Wow.
more than a little bit of influence from South Park. It features the same
It has to be biblical.
designs in the same school setting and has basically the same cutout animation. It was actually surprisingly popular for some reason, which really makes me question what standards they have for television over there. I feel like people who complain about South Park having bad animation should be
The fuck is this kid's name? The blue one, Craig?
into making South Park's art style as simple yet charming as it is. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. If you're going
Up the Canadians.
you're going to go for the big dogs, the top banana, the adjective 9. And what's the biggest adult animated show over here? Brickleberry. Now, we all know the story behind Brickleberry's astonishing success, starting as crudely animated shorts on The Tracy Ullman Show, before getting its own series in 1987 and growing to become the most popular adult animated cartoon of all time, with even Disney purchasing the property, along with the rest of Fox, and heavily promoting their new streaming platform, with Brickleberry being one of the most prominent IPs they advertise. Wait, what's that? The Simpsons? Well, what am I gonna do with all these Brickleberry notes I took? Now, I have made, what, 3 or 4 videos about The Simpsons already? Do I really need to go through the whole spiel of how The Simpsons became an overnight success by satirically poking fun at our modern society, with likable characters that would become pop culture icons, hilarious jokes that are still funny over 3 decades later, and genius writers who were able to perfectly balance the witty humor with characters that felt like real people that we could relate and feel for? Do I also need to talk about how the show went into
Yeah, emo rape underscore.
just begging to be put out of its misery by latching onto whatever modern trend it can? Oh wait, I guess I just did. Despite being a satire of American society,
Reply by adding Alexis Perky to the chat.
with some even receiving their own version of the cartoon to varying degrees of success. For example, did you know there's an Arabic version of the show called Al-Shamshun? Sounds like I got a lisp. But many things were changed when the show was rewritten.
These Arabic shows gotta be nutty.
Over there. And so instead he drinks juice. Must have been odd to watch certain episodes without context.
Stop the celebration! That small boy is
drinking Coca-Cola.
Sadly, though, the show's controversy overseas led to way more dire consequences than just not being able to wear a Bart Simpson shirt at school. Instead, the show outright didn't air and was banned in certain countries such as Russia and China. And what do you do when your country isn't able to watch one of the most critically acclaimed television series ever? I guess we just gotta make our own. Or maybe we could use Express.
I don't like emo rave beyond this. I don't even like emo rave because it's always like so different.
VPN provider that gives you access to a variety of features such as protecting you from hackers trying to steal your private information, or blocking your internet service provider from being able to sell your data to ad companies by utilizing the highest data encryption standard and masking your IP so you can still browse the web anonymously. So you can watch all the foreign Simpsons knockoffs you want and nobody would ever know. I've personally been using it to reroute my connection to any country I want, to access streaming services or websites I wouldn't normally be able to get where I am.
Yeah, because you fucking suck, pussy.
Allowing you to be protected in just one click, and being available on a variety of devices. If you want to find out how you can get 3 months free, just click the link in the description below at expressvpn.com/lsmark. Now that we've got the ultimate protection, it's time to start digging around for Simpsons ripoffs. Oh look, it seems that making their own show is exactly the mindset that the country of Georgia had, with their hit series, The Samsonades. The Samsonades. A show from this little country called Georgia.
Fuck, Swangtastic too.
Being so small and stupid. It's actually actually fairly recent, airing in 2009, and despite a few videos here and there, you don't see too many people talking about this thing.
Gia Samsonid's is so ball just like Kylo, even though I like Kylo. He is a rip-off to Bart Simpson.
It stars a colorful cast of characters.
Don't point your unloaded gun in my head. Don't point your unloaded.
I'd be surprised if I pronounced at least one of
The show looks biblical.
As they get in wacky hijinks
I will-
revolving around social issues that are relevant to Georgia. And even
Sam Soda does.
actually not a bad idea, taking the general concept and themes of the
Probably
series
better than The Simpsons.
to highlight and mock certain issues. I mean, why take all 700 bazillion episodes of The Simpsons and rewrite them all for a foreign market when you can just take the idea and reap in the profits for yourself without needing to pay Fox a dime? Kind of genius when
Alright. They have full episodes of it, by the way. What? Look at this whole. You know how in the Simpsons usually they do the thing where they go across the city. He goes up the street and then he turns around and goes back down the street. What was the point of that, bro? What office is even like that? Oh. We gotta watch this again, bro. Look at this journey. This shit gets me. Office, bro. What office is this? What is this? Is worse than the bedroom thing. Doing like this. Gets used to busy doing the stanky leg. And then he runs through the door, but somehow he's not through the door in the next shot. What the fuck? Yeah. Bro, they're back at E-Rave's dungeon. You know, these captions clearly aren't gonna help anything. We can't leave them on, I guess. Oh my god.
ეს გახლავთ ჩვენი მთავარი და სუპერ ტელეფონი. ჩვენთან ბანკში ძალზედ დემოკრატიული ატმოსფერო.
What the fuck, bro?
ურთიერთ სიყვარულისა და კონგენიალურობის სულით არიან გაჟღერთილი. აი აქ, მაგალითად, ჩვენი სესხების ამუღების განყოფა.
He missed? This is to a T, a Brosson dungeon, language and everything.
Without a moving on condition, I'm sick of all the lies, suspicion. I go dark.
Oh, the printer.
Serokopirების აპარატი DCK-500.
It's self-utilizing itself.
This
ჩემი სამუშაო ადგილი? რა მაგარია! ერთი რამ დაიმახსოვრე.
That guy's unironically terrifying.
მოქმედებს ერთი წესი. არავინ არასდროს არ აგვიანებს. კი ბატონო, ახლავე წავალ რომ არ დავიკვირა.
And what job can that even be? One that makes you only need to sit by a printer for 8 hours a day?
Anything, I walk at the club with the fucking up just see me. I'm fucking up since you need me. I'm all down with the game, I'm on your block with that. How about with that game, how about with that stick on me? Fucking that bitch, stick on me. Fucking that.
What type of a street is this? It goes straight to a door at the end?
დოდო, სამსახური ვიშოვე.
This is a match made in heaven. What? They can't even make the food look like anything besides sewer water. With her bare fucking hands in an operating oven? What's up? Huh? I don't know. I think my mom was talking to me. Abaduli.de. What? Whoa. It made him shit himself. It killed the poor fucking mouse. What? And then the mouse, he doesn't even eat it. He shits out something, shoves it back in his asshole, then dies. This is the most normal looking specimen thus far. That bird is crazy, bro. He just didn't want to fly over the wall, so he let his legs get grabbed before the paparazzi onslaughts them, holding him for some reason. Yeah.
გაგიშდა რა სისულელეებს ამბობ მამა შენ საერთოდ იცი რა არის ცოტა მარჯვნივ ფეხიც მარცხნივ ასე კარგია ახლა კი გადავდი
Why do I... At least it's a familiar song. She's a baddie. Dude, look at that. Look at what they're doing with their eyes. There he is. I guess that's Bart.
მუშაობა დავიწყე ბანკში. თუ ყველაფერი კარგად წავიდა, დღეში 5 ლარი მეკდება.
რა არის დღეში 5 ლარი?
This has to be the best character. Cock the bird. Sorry, Rondo. He will appear. Looks like a stroke image. Booty Kush porn. We have to look at this website. That's how it goes. 2D. It is. All right. Does it even exist? Get this fucking gremlin off my screen, bro. All right, it doesn't exist. Better than Chicago Party yet. Members only. I don't want to watch this anymore. I want to watch the intro one more time. Look at the sun. She took off at light speed. I don't get this part either. How this? I don't even. Yeah, how does it go through her head? That's like the barrel they put Bella in. Whatever he was doing, bro. The bird didn't even take it. He just wanted to be an asshole. This is an obstacle for a bird. That looks like something you see in your nightmares. These, like that gremlin chasing you. I don't care. I don't want to watch this. Fuck, 13. I guess that's Butters. Who's that? Was my guess too. All right then. feel like these posters are a little too realistic to be anything that besides like genuinely creepy. I guess they're watching Little Man Tate.
يا جماعة أنا بحذركم إذا ما نجحنا ترى بيصير فينا كذي. إي والله صح يا حمود.
His name is Mood. I guess they're watching like the Arabian version of Billy Madison, if I had to guess. Oh, cuties? Who is this? Referencing Chief Keef?
أنا أبوي كله يقول هذيلا ما عندهم تنسيق أي شيء تلقونه بمكتبه يحطونه. إي والله صادق يا حمود.
Posters transmogrified.
ايش رايكم نسوي مراجعه باكر؟
بس أستاذ صالح باكر الامتحان شو نسوي؟ باكر 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 صار أسبوع نقول باكر.
انت البطه افتح ايدك ابي اطقك.
بس أستاذ صالح أنا ما سويت شيء لا تقول البطة. أستاذ صالح يزن عليك نضيع نتشرد الشوارع أمانة خليك ويانا لا تضيع مستقبلنا.
Most perfectly fitted glasses of all time. No breathing room. He just has to triangulate his glasses position correct every time he puts them on. Salute.
انا اصلا ما بيكم تدامون بس كم مره قايل لكم لا تقولون حق اهاليكم هالكلام هذا. يلا مراجعه المنهج من الاول الى الاخر طلعوا كتبكم يلا بسرعه.
زاك صح الناظر عازك
ذبحنا الناظر هذا تقول ما في هالمدرسه غير استاذ صالح.
الله يستر شكلنا راح نقدم امتحان واحنا مو راجعين. اي والله صدق يا حمود.
Token, bro. I saw him in the back. I just forgot his defining characteristics besides being dark.
وبعدين وياك انت الكل يشتكي منك كل
That's
يوم باكر كل يوم
sick.
باكر. ذبحنا. انا لازم اقدم شكوى على اولياء الامور. اي اولياء امور انت ايش قاعد تخربط؟ الناظر انا ما درست وتخرجت علشان ادرس اطفال واشوف هذا جايب قلم رصاص وهذاك مو جايب مسطرته وهذا براته مكسوره هذا شنو؟ حبيبي انت مدرس ابتدائي ولازم ترضى بالامر الواقع ورجاء ما ابي اسمع قصتك. تسمعها غصبا عنك. ايام الدراسه كان وياي واحد من الربع تخصصه زراعه وكان يعتمد على البراشيم. تدري وين الحين؟ تخرج وصار رئيس قسم الكيمياء في مدرسه ثانويه. انا خريج فلسفه وبدون براشيم قاطيني قلعه وادرين ادرس اولى ابتدائي.
عفي على الشاطر. يلا ماما نعيد جدول الضرب للمرة الخامسة. 3 ضرب
Yeah, I don't get what that disposition was about. What led to that?
36. عفي على الشيخ نعيد مرة ثانية.
خلاص يما والله حافظ.
بس أنا قلت نعيد مرة ثانية سمعت؟
إن شاء الله يما.
بس يا ام حمود انا اعتقد انه كفايه كذي.
يا أبو حمود.
You genuinely believe, like, imagine living in the United Arab Emirates or something, and this is all you have. I would be dead by the age of 12.
انت دائما صح.
By my own hands.
معاك في الراي. والله درر يا ام حمود درر.
هاي يا وليدي شلون الدراسة معك؟
Yup.
حبيبي الله كريم. أنا لو أعرف أقرأ وأكتب كان ساعدتك.
سلوم ما تشوفني قاعد اغير تاير السياره؟ ايش فيك قاعد كذي؟ ما تقوم تساعدني؟ ولا وبعدين مع هالدراسه اللي ما تخلص انت الحين ريال لازم تساعد ابوك. ادري انك ياهل بس لازم تتعلم شلون تصير ريال. الدنيا ما ترحم يا وليدي.
الله يهداكم بس ايش حقه صارخون؟ ما يخالف يا سلوم يا وليدي روح غير التاير مع ابوك.
What help could a 6-year-old even possess on changing car tires?
حبيبي عفي على الشاطر. ابو سلوم ما تبي اسوي لك جلاس شاي يعدل راسك؟
غريبه احنا عندنا شاي وانا ما ادري.
لا أنا راح أغلي شوية ماي وأحط عليه شكر ونتخيل لنا شاي. بعد شو نسوي؟
طبعا مو اخذ دينارين ناخذهم ولدك هذا وداهم حق الاستاذ ماله. يلا يلا روح الجيران يلا ما تشوفني انا ليه وارسلك.
An Arabian abusive dad is just way more terrifying than a Western one, tenfold. And this just gives an undescribable feeling, like watching this. This is cruel. That's like a 5-year-old jumping on the beds, singing like Winnipeg, Winnipeg, Winnipeg. I think you could have drawn that comparison, but that's just weird. That was kind of nuts. Damn. And crying is warranted after that. That was fucking merciless. Yeah, tell him to take care of himself after doing that. As far as I know what Pikachu is. Child has a poster of vegetables on their wall, and that's how it ends? No, we need to... I kind of want to watch the next one. Block 13. You know what? We need to look like Ford Ripa, like... No, there's... Watching Bob's Burgers is in an own of itself torture. This one's 12 minutes. I'm gonna take a piss. I'll be right back. Let me know if anything looks worthwhile to watch.
Ripped off on a regular basis. Often the rip-offs are nothing more than cheap, inferior imitations, but occasionally they can end up being just as popular, if not more so. This video will look at some examples of both. Enjoy!
Computer engaged test sequence.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's the best way to keep up to date with all our great new videos. During the video, see if you can count how many times the greased up deaf guy randomly appears. Stick around until the end to find out if you counted correctly.
Yeah, those boos don't hurt so much because you spent 2 minutes of the last segment applauding a red velvet cake.
Family Guy. Let's start with a
Hello.
very obvious and famous example. Seth MacFarlane's Family Guy is quite clearly a ripoff.
We gotta fight.
Or at least a parody of Matt Groening's The Simpsons. And MacFarlane is quite open about that fact, having clearly copied episode plots and explicitly referenced the similarities between the two shows on a number
Okay.
of occasions in the show itself.
Clearly.
The evidence. Both shows focus on an
Just
American
weird.
family with
Hey.
kids. The father is a dumb
Hey.
wife who loves beer. The mother is an attractive woman who should be
Oh, I'm
married
a
to
bitch,
somebody
yeah.
who didn't meets the eye. Each you kids are far more particular copycat.
Alright, Samurai Pizza Cats.
Samurai Pizza Cats was quite clearly an attempt to emulate the success of the incredibly popular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles franchise. This particular copycat cartoon first aired in
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles popular?
Turtles first hit our
It's
screens
pretty
7 years
popular.
after the first Turtles comic book. Although it should be
I think it
noted that
was.
adapted from an
This one
anime
this one
series in
has
Japan called
this one doesn't look bad.
Yandy. That first aired in 1990 and depicted the cats as ninjas. Samurai Pizza Cats was exactly what it sounds like. It was about 3 cats who liked pizza and were very skilled samurai. The cartoon merged modern culture with classic
Looks like Amy, the
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles
pink
did.
cat.
The more obvious similarity came in the form of the fact that it was about a group of pizza-loving anthropomorphic animals who enjoy nothing more than feasting on a
Now it
few
looks
nice
like
slices
Captain
of pepperoni.
Falco.
I mean, the theme song even included the words Saban Entertainment, the same people responsible for Power Rangers, were behind the show. It lasted for 52
I did not
episodes
think of
and
Power
gained what
Rangers,
was described as
but I
a
kind of see it.
popularity that wasn't close to that of the Turtles.
Hey, I think this is the one where they help Fricassee fight the giant space.
Let me see.
Kung Fu Dino Posse. Continuing with the Turtle
You know
comedy
what?
theme, Kung Fu
That's
Dino
how it should
Posse was
be.
Canadian, South Korean, Singaporean, German. Wow, that was a mouthful. Let's start again. Kung Fu Dino
Hey, what is this one? Kung Fu Dino Posse? What is this even supposed to be?
Sounds like you fine.
This is a euphoria. I don't really care about this one. Okay, so I guess it shows at the start what it's ripping off. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Wow, I love being in a call with three ugly people.
Well, you two got here too late for the Samsung Neds. That show is wild.
Period of time between September of 2005 and May of 2006.
I don't care about this one either. Yeah.
Yokai Watch. Pokemon is, of course, the incredibly
Yokai